River Raid is a 1984 game that is counted among the better shooters on the Commodore 64. After all these years, it remains as a favourite of many of us, and is among the first games mentioned when such veterans are asked which titles they remember most fondly. There are going to be many out there that first played this on the Atari 2600 and tell us C64 owners how much better it was on that system. Ignore them. I do. I only learnt, many years later, that this was programmed by trailblazing game developer Carol Shaw. Shaw earned her master's degree in electrical engineering and computer science at the University of California, Berkeley, before going on to work at Atari, where she served as a game designer in the 1970s. She later moved on to Activision, where she developed the game she's best known for, River Raid, for the Atari 2600. And yeah, it looks pretty decent here in all fairness. For the Commodore 64, we have Artie Haratunian to thank. In fact, upon doing a little research for this game, I came to realise that it was the same Artie Haratunian that also did the sound for one of my favourite skiing games on the Commodore 64, Slalom. When he worked for Tronix Inc., didn't have the foggiest idea beforehand. Fair play to the lad. So what makes this game a classic in my eyes? Well, River Raid consists of a large number of small, vertically scrolling levels. You control a low-flying combat plane that's cruising over a river through an enemy nation, and your objective is to destroy the important bridges. These bridges mark the end of each level and the beginning of the next. Each level basically consists of getting from the bridge you just destroyed to the next one in one piece. Sounds easy, right? To do this, you will have to navigate your low-flying plane over the river, taking care to avoid the shores and any islands that may pop up, and either avoiding or shooting the many enemies that crowd each level. These include ships, helicopters, planes, tanks on the shores, and even hot air balloons. Very few of these enemies actually fight back. Most are just moving obstacles that need to be either evaded or blown up, but blowing them up was always the best part of the game. Your plane has only limited fuel, but thankfully the enemy has been thoughtful enough to leave their fuel tanks out in the open. Moving your plane over one will replenish your fuel bar, and if you come across tanks while you still have plenty of fuel, you can destroy them instead for good bonus points. Early in the game, you are likely to do this a lot, but later on, fuel tanks become sparse, and you'll have to be more conservative. The game's levels have a set layout, and once you've played a few times, it quickly becomes familiar. The challenge then is to destroy as many of the enemies as possible in each level, and rack up the points while the going is still easy. At the end of every level, a tank will attempt to cross the bridge you must destroy to proceed to the next stage, and if you time it right, you will be able to destroy the bridge while the tank is on it. This scores bigger than anything else in the game, and it remains satisfying even after you've done it 100 times. One thing that absolutely shines in River Raid's gameplay is its learning curve. The first level is easy. There are few enemies and they do not move yet, making them sitting ducks. Levels then gradually introduce every type of opponent, and once that has been done, the game's difficulty picks up bit by bit. Passages become smaller, enemies are packed more tightly together, and fuel tanks will be farther and farther apart. You automatically move forward at a set speed, which can be increased by pushing the joystick forward or decreased by pulling it back, but you cannot stop entirely. Moving left and right is as easy as moving the joystick in that direction, and your plane is equipped with a cannon. Some care is needed when shooting, because you can have only one shot on the screen at any time, and a miss will therefore render you helpless for a few seconds, a bit like the mechanics in Wizard of War. In the first levels, you will frequently fly at the slowest speeds possible to give you time to shoot all the enemies. Later on, when fuel tanks are rarer and you need to hurry up to get to the next one without running out of fuel and taking a dive in the cold river, this is a luxury you can no longer afford. This is where the high speed comes into play, and you'll notice that navigating the often treacherous passages in the later levels can be challenging. Visually, River Raid is fairly simple, but it shines with colour. Whereas many early Commodore 64 games left most of the screen black, River Raid's lush green shores and light blue river are far easier on the eyes and give the game a much fuller look at the same time. The nostalgic, steady whoosh of your engines and the sounds of shots and explosions when you destroy enemies brings back some good memories from playing this game first time round. Summing it all up, River Raid is an easily accessible title for everybody. You sit down, you grab the joystick, you start playing, and you'll have the hang of it before you know it. Nevertheless, the difficulty picks up soon enough, and even an expert player will meet his match eventually in the later levels. Thanks for watching, guys. How far did you get with River Raid? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do be sure to let me know your thoughts on this game in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed the nostalgia, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel as we delve deeper into the catalogue of Commodore 64 games. There's plenty more memorable games up there on the channel playlists, and more coming daily. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.
You